Joined now by Ethan McDowell, the Wolfpacker, who just reported that North Carolina State quarterback MJ Morris is redshirting the remainder of the season, potentially entering the transfer portal afterward. Ethan, MJ Morris replaced Brennan Armstrong, just beat Marshall, Clemson, and Miami, and now he's done?
Yeah, no, it's a wild situation that's developed recently. He obviously took over after NC State struggled, took over after a 13-10 loss to Louisville earlier this year, and then the MJ Morris era began. And I'll tell you, he is viewed as the future of that program. He is NC State's future at quarterback. But now after playing 4 games, source has indicated to the Wolfpacker.com that he will redshirt the rest of this year, which means Brennan will take back over in that starting role this season. I do want to emphasize that there is no I'm not reporting anything on whether he is or isn't going to enter the transfer portal. There is no concrete info on that. He was at practice today, though.
Interesting. Okay, well, see, I am just surmising here because this doesn't make a lot of sense unless it's to set up a transfer. But he was originally supposed to redshirt this season, right? Because he played 5 games last year as a true freshman, and the plan was to redshirt him. And then when Brennan Armstrong didn't play well, he comes in.
Correct. The plan all along, in their one FCS blowout of VMI earlier this year, walk-on Ethan Rhodes came in the game instead of MJ for the last drive. And then Doran addressed it on his radio show. He was like, if we can redshirt MJ, that is the plan. Obviously, that stuff changed when MJ was clearly became, in their eyes, the best option to win them football games. And shoot, I mean, he did. He went 3-1 as a starter, and he's coming off of 2 huge wins.
So if he doesn't go in the transfer portal, he would still have 3 years of eligibility at NC State. Is that something you expect them to come out? I would think they would come out with that pretty quickly if that's the plan.
Yes, I agree. We talked to Dave Doran next on Thursday, and I'm sure he'll have some sort of statement on all of this. But yeah, I mean, I was told over the summer that he is considered their future. He is their quarterback of the future. Brennan, they just thought gave them the better chance to win this year right now, and they gave him the starting job. But I agree. I think if that's the plan, it'll come out pretty quickly.
So the part that's kind of weird to me, Ethan, is would MJ Morris have been offended by the fact that they brought in a grad transfer kind of to play over him after he had a good 5 games that he played? He obviously, there were some injuries too last year, but he looked good and looked like the future at that point. Would that have caused any sort of friction?
It's possible. It's not something you want to speculate on too much, but yeah, I mean, he showed enough flashes to where, he definitely could have earned a starting job, I think, coming out of that year. Obviously, he had the injury towards the end of that year and then recovered from it in the offseason. But it kind of boils down to, you bring in offensive coordinator Robert Anae in the offseason, and then you have a chance to reunite him with Brennan Armstrong. They had so much success in 2021. It made so much sense. And everything indicated that they were, close friends, Brennan and MJ, over the past years. They were very close. So, there was no public indications that MJ was, bothered by the decision. And him and Brennan have become very close over the past, 10 months or whatever it has been.
So Brennan moves back into the starting role. They've got Wake Forest this week. They have Virginia Tech, and then obviously close with North Carolina. Who's the backup if Brennan Armstrong gets hurt?
Yeah, so now you're looking at a quarterback room where you have walk-on Ethan Rhodes, who played the past game, or not the past game, but he played against VMI in one drive. And then you have true freshman Lex Thomas, who is he had a missed part of his senior season due to an injury, recovered from that, but now he's healthy. So it would be one of those 2 players. You'd have one of them under center, not a lot of experience. And it's especially, it makes you wonder because Brennan, he's NC State's leading rusher. Even after he was benched, no one else led them in rushing. He was the most consistent guy on the ground for them. So now you have to look at it where okay, Brennan running the ball is going to be a very important part of this offense moving forward. We have to weigh that against the possibility of if he gets hurt, like
Yeah.
there's just not a ton of experience, a ton of options around him.
Yeah. And so those last 2 wins got NC State bowl eligible. They're 6-3 right now. This could be a pretty good season for them still.
Yeah.
How big of a blow is this news, and how shocked were you when you found out?
You know, I was surprised. I think that there were so many things. It finally started to feel like the Robert and I offense was starting to click. Everything was starting to come in together. The ball was rolling, and MJ was a huge part of that. He was one of the leaders of this team, even when he was the backup. The team loves him. So it just felt like everything was starting to click into place, and they were starting to get the ball rolling. That elusive 10th win for NC State was still on the table with the bowl game. And now you kind of have to recalibrate. But fortunately, you have a guy, Brennan's played a lot of ACC football. He's very familiar with the next 3 opponents. And shoot, now he gets a chance to go and beat Virginia Tech, which he hasn't done. He didn't get to do while he was at UVA. So they have one of the better backups in the country. It's just whatever's beyond that is the big question mark. And I think you feel comfortable with Armstrong, but there's just those question marks that remain past him.
Well, I guess we will wait to find out what the long-term plan for MJ Morris is. Ethan McDowell, thank you so much.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.